You? Menacing ogre. These ogres subject themselves to grueling training, wearing heavy chains such that they may withstand even the most grievous injuries on the battlefield. Ogres don't simply withstand great pain in battle, they delight in it. Attacks are cause for celebration, typically the kind that leave an area covered in pools of blood. Cool, sounds good. That's fine. See nothing wrong with this. Up we go. I generally say that everyone should try kimchi, but I don't expect that everyone will like kimchi. It's not one of those things where it's like, oh, you should try it because you'll love it. It really is more of a, you should try it because then you'll know what it tastes like. Okay.
A jet of lava erupts from the ground before you. You escape injury by the skin of your teeth, but the path ahead is now blocked.
Full disclosure, I didn't like kimchi very much when I first tried it. It was definitely an acquired taste for me. And I probably wouldn't have acquired the taste if I wasn't living in Korea and it wasn't served with literally every meal. But I do like it now. Oh, that's cool. It's actually neat to hear that there's like a real life parallel to this that people actually did. Because I think the concept of this is really cool. It is essentially like a D&D game, but everything's card based. Which is cute and fun, if nothing else. But also, we talked about this earlier. I've really enjoyed the writing in this game. That's adorable. I love it. God, these rolls are terrible. It probably won't matter because Rita should be able to handle this, but whoa, 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 whoa. It's funny because, like, I generally don't play tabletop games like this. Like, I've just not found an environment where it was a fun thing for me to do. So even though this is clearly like in that style and in that like general feeling, the concept of all of this playing out through a tabletop based interface is like, oh, that's nice. It's like a weird novelty for me. That'll do.
Nice work.
What is that thing in the middle? It's a fireball. Sure. It's a fur ball. It's the fire variant of the fur ball.
Oh?
And it has a vamp skill.
Nice work.
couple of things where my opinion on certain foods changes as I get older. There's a lot of vegetables that I couldn't stomach when I was younger that I'm okay with now in the right context. A lot of it I think has to do less with me changing my taste in terms of what I like, and more, it has more to do with this thing that I thought I didn't like was actually just prepared crappy. And if it's prepared well, I'm okay with it. Okay, yeah, I feel like we're getting the ultimate skills for people now. I'm gonna put Melanie's on because, God, I forgot she got dark damage. I'm not really using Zephyr at all. That should be fine for now. So yeah, Furball, Fireball, Fireball, Furball. Got it. We will take it. To me, a lot of it, I think, is just kind of expanding your definition of what a particular food means. That's a weird way to put it, but like, for example, I used to say, I don't like tea. And tea is a really broad thing that covers a lot of styles and flavors. So what I really meant was I haven't liked the teas that I have tried in the past up to this point. Not that I don't like any tea ever. So a lot of it is just like, oh, okay, well, I thought I didn't like this, but I do like it like this. Like, this way it's okay. I didn't used to, but it's like practically all I drink now, aside from water. But honestly, a lot of it was Korea. Like, you're in a foreign country and you're trying to make a good impression on people. You're trying not to be the ugly American. And so you're faced with something that ordinarily you wouldn't touch. And you kind of just have to, you know, you kind of just hold your nose and be like, all right, I'm gonna try it. And if you can get through it and be like, okay, this is not my preference, but it's tolerable. If you can get through it to that degree, eventually it starts actually tasting legitimately good. Has been my experience. Your mileage may vary. Is that gonna kill? Yes.
Excellent.
Oh, straight up? I don't like iced tea. Still. All right, it's time. Give me Ultima. Oh, that's... Yeah! Oh, it really is Ultima. It's all of the elements combining to become zero element. Also, that was a ridiculous amount of damage. Boop. All right, what's up, Pyro Wolf? Pyro Wolf. The flames engulfing these wolves are said to burn until the wolf perishes. As such, one nation took to engraving the beasts on talisman as a symbol of long life. A pack of pyro wolves lost in the forest risk burning it all the way to the ground. Keenly aware of this, the forest dwellers hunt the wolves before they douse the flames. And that's how Ridis' house burned down. Maybe actually, though. Up we go.
You can't help but chant, "It's hot, so hot," every couple of steps, as if conjuring a spell.
Listen, I don't like it either. Like, if it gets above like 75 degrees, I'm really uncomfortable. But saying it over and over doesn't help anybody.
You're just wasting energy, Melanie chides. Perhaps you could stand to learn a thing or two from her rational approach.
How are you not hot in that outfit?
Bruno seizes on the moment. "Yeah, this isn't even worth whining over," he says, flexing at you.
Literally flexing on me.
"It is way too hot for this," Melanie screams, forgetting her own advice.
Oh, man. Melanie got a bit heated. We got lava turtle. Sorry, magma tortoise. My mistake. Not lava turtle, magma tortoise. Get it right.
Excellent.
That's a big bonk. I just noticed that move's name is Slather. Gross. That should do roughly 17, which should be enough to kill. Good. For some reason, there is exactly one condiment that I associate with the word slather, and it's barbecue sauce. Like, I can't think of it. I can't think of slather being used in relation to like literally any other substance. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, fine, we won't go that way.
Past you, leaving a pile of boulders in its wake. You take a fortunate but ungainly fall backwards, but sadly you must find another route now.
Man, TV dinners are, like, uniquely responsible for ruining my... Hello?
Just as you're about to faint from the oppressive heat, a heroic voice calls out to you.
Oh, he a sultry adventurer.
You turn and watch with wide eyes as beads of sweat glisten over his muscular body.
Yeah.
Only snapping out of your reverie when he asks if you're okay.
Yeah, TV dinners are the reason why I can't eat, well, they're about half the reason that I can't deal with baked apple desserts anymore. Because they tried giving you those, like, apple cinnamon sludge dessert things, and those are bad. Those are real bad. So that combined with an apple cinnamon Theraflu that I had to drink once that made me throw up. Well, I already had the flu, so maybe I was gonna throw up anyway, but I threw that up. So now I will not touch an apple pie. You can get it away from me. It ruined an entire category of dessert for me. You know, I looked it up recently. You know they try to call that shit compote? Apple compote? Fuck off with that. Hey, Monk, how's it going? I also haven't had a Theraflu since then. I think I was like 10 at that time. Now, that being said, Jesse and I have been eating Factor, which are basically just freshly prepared fancy TV dinners that you microwave, and those are great. So nothing against TV dinners in general. It can be done right. But I haven't had like a, you know, I haven't had like a hungry man in a long time. Anyway, beads of sweat, muscular body.
According to the man, conditions will only worsen from here on out. He offers to lend you a comfy sleeping mat and blanket to rest with before continuing your journey.
I kind of don't trust it. But I mean, what's he gonna do? Rob me?
Your party is fully recovered, but now your body reeks of sweat.
As if it didn't before. Wait.
You thank the man before heading on your way.
As long as it's our sweat. I mean, we're in a volcano. We were gonna smell like sweat eventually anyway. Ooh. Man, the one thing I'm really missing is a really good group target attack. Ash has one, but he goes last and it's not that strong. Interesting. I actually like the flavor of grape cough syrup. And for that matter, most cough syrups. Like, I actually am kind of that person where, like, people will say, like, oh, it's gross, this tastes like medicine, and I'm like, what's wrong with that? Well, this wasn't exactly efficient, now was it? That's all right, we'll make up for it. generally like dried fruit better than fresh fruit, honestly. Fruit is such a weird thing for me because there's so many of them where like there's so many fruits where I in theory like the flavor of the fruit, but I'm really averse to getting a bad one. And if I get one that's like rotted or it's got like mold on it or something like that, it turns my stomach over and I don't want to even see another one.
About the enemy.
It's not like a permanent thing like, oh, you know. Like I saw a banana that was brown and now I can't eat fruit anymore. It's not to that extreme. Nice. Yeah, that's what I mean. You get a bad one that's just like sour or... That's good. Let's do a big heal. You get one that's sour or bad or just is wrong. And it's like, that kind of really kills any motivation I might have had to eat a fruit. I still haven't turned the game speed up. Yeah, this is good. That is enough damage. Ooh. Oh, I like that. Only the strong, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. Show me Bruno. Wait, what? Ritus? Yo! Let's go, Ritus! Big, strong girl. Love to see it. I have a somewhat related story to that, actually. One I feel really bad about. Hey, over here. That's interesting. Maybe we'll come back to that later. It's about how it's how I ruined my brother's perception of sushi with a terrible first impression. Because I wanted him to try sushi, and the closest place that had sushi was an Asian fusion buffet. And they had some bullshit dried out sushi that had been sitting out for probably way too long. And I don't think it was bad to the point where it like made anybody sick, but it was bad. And now he's just under the finalized impression that sushi is terrible. And it's like, no, that was a bad example. But it's too late. And it sucks. Anyway, time for the win button. Yeah, that does seem like a good strategy. Man, I had a bag of like mozzarella cheese that had gone bad, and I didn't even... Okay.
The rocks give way to a rush of lava. You just barely manage not to fall in. Time to find an alternate route.
Is it just... Do I just happen to be finding the route that collapses every time? Or is it just the first one that I try? Nice. Yeah, I didn't even eat it, and it didn't even make me sick. I reached into the bag, pulled out a chunk, and saw that there was green mold on the bottom of it, and that made me stop eating that particular type of cheese for, like, a couple of months. I'm very, like, it's weird because I like trying different foods, but I'm very squeamish about bad foods. All right. Ow. Oh, man. Should have just saved up for the nuke. Oh, yeah, we don't know. Leave that. Yeah, that one in particular has given me a hard time. Okay. Big heals. Very good. Very happy with the amount of healing we have across the board. And let's just to make sure. Dark proof. Cool. Oh, I know what that is. I'm gonna go down there. Yes. I love passives so much more now that I know that they're not, like, limited. I initially was thinking I could only have one passive equipped at a time, but now that I know they all stack, it just feels good. This is probably something that should be obvious to me, but I wonder if the role the role that you do for
Good work.
the role that you do for the status effect, I wonder if that has anything to do with the actual critical chance on the attack. Because I rolled a 10 and it crit, but I don't know if that's relevant. Could just be a coincidence. Magma Tortoise. One had best keep their distance from these tortoises, which nest in volcanic areas and fire jets of searing magma from their shells. Should one survive the approach, stroking the tortoise's head triggers states of low, medium, and high heat. Surely somewhere, a chef is coveting this sentient stove. It literally just has a heat knob on his head. Excellent. Love it. I knew it. Give me goodies. Oh. Okay. Sure. Also, Twinkies. I have an aversion to Twinkies because I got sick on them earlier in life. Haven't had one since. Not since I was like 9 or 10. No big loss. Hey, Blood Wolf, how's it going? We're all sharing foods that we have long-standing aversions to because of early life trauma and such. Doesn't really matter. The damage was the point. Frozen, then boiled. That's oddly specific. But I get it. I can very easily see how that would have led to a less than optimal dining experience.
You did great.
Spinach is definitely one of those things I used to think that I disliked. But it actually wasn't because of like a bad taste. It always just looked and smelled gross because I had only ever seen like stewed canned spinach. But then I realized that I could get like fresh baby spinach on a sandwich and it's awesome. So I started doing that. Especially since I don't really like lettuce. I don't like hate lettuce. Lettuce is just lettuce. But it's like, why is it there? Lettuce is generally just flavorless crunch in a situation where I do not want to crunch. Also, Blood Wolf, this is new. This is pretty good. Yeah, right? I blame Popeye. Every time Popeye ate spinach, it looked like he was...
so long in here, even I'm starting to sweat.
Dude, deal with it. Every time Popeye ate spinach, it looked like he was squeezing grass out of a can. And it's like, yeah, that looks disgusting. So it just straight up has the reputation for like, ew, gross green health food that you have to eat even though it's gross. I guess it makes you strong. Ooh, just barely. I don't know if this is going to be enough to kill, but it'll be enough to do really good damage. And maybe heal Ridis when we're done. I don't know why I insist on, like, centering that attack when it literally just attacks everyone, and I still haven't increased the game speed. Oh, well, it's definitely enough to kill if it crits. Oh, Kale's a really good one, actually. My first experience ever eating kale was in college when a friend of mine, found a recipe for kale chips. And the kale chip was basically take small leaves of kale, sprinkle some oil and salt on them, and bake them in the oven. And then eat them like potato chips. So they tried to do that, burnt the ever-loving hell out of them. And then that just became my reality for what kale was for like 10 years after that. Sort of same about the green beans. Only mine were the cut green beans that were microwaved. Oh, right. I don't know why I thought that would work. I just wanted to get a heal in. Oh, they're already... Oh, that was stupid. She leveled up and already healed herself. Dumb. Well, it's fine. Broccoli's another one in that Broccoli is another a food in that spinach department of like everyone, like it's almost like the messaging is telling us that we're supposed to think this is gross, but it's actually really good. Also Brussels sprouts. Legitimately good food when prepared well, and it's not difficult to prepare well. Now, Brussels sprouts are interesting. I don't know how much truth there is to this. But apparently, Brussels sprouts have been, like, genetically modified and bred to be, like, actually... Oh, boy.
A clump of familiar white outfits comes into view. You've caught up with the Ivory Order at last.
Okay, we'll get to this in a minute. First, Brussels sprouts. So Brussels sprouts used to be infamous for smelling really bad. Apparently, at some point in the last 20 or 30 years, they isolated the gene, or the trait, the genetic trait that made Brussels sprouts smell bad when you cook them, and just bred that out of Brussels sprouts. So now Brussels sprouts just taste good and don't smell bad. So that's just a thing now. Again, that's hearsay. I can't speak to the legitimacy of that. But I do know that I remember people talking about Brussels sprouts being smelly, and I've never had Brussels sprouts that are smelly. So I am inclined to believe it. Okay, we're seconded on this. Good. Anytime I want to like drop a fact like that, I always have to like run it back through my mind and be like, is this bullshit? How sure am I of this? Where did I hear this from? What are my sources? Anyhow, this is probably the most talking about vegetables at one time I have ever done in my life. And it actually started before stream, because right up until the stream started, I was writing a blog post about what vegetables you can feed your dogs. They also eat broccoli. Anyhow, what's the deal with these chuckle fucks?
We shall be the ones to fell the dragon. You proclaim loudly to no one, apparently. For the order pays you no mind.
He's not even important enough to notice.
At your persistence, Winifred requests, please do not interfere with the dragon's capture. Clearly annoyed.
I don't know that she's ever not been annoyed with our presence.
As you all suspected, they have no intention of following the Queen's orders to slay the dragon.
But did we ask why? 'Cause I feel like that's important.
What will you do with him once he is yours?
Thank you.
Melanie asks forcefully.
Thank you. The why here is very important. Okay.
But her answer shall have to wait. The lava bubbles and swirls as monsters leap out onto the rock before you. It would seem the only way out is through. In a flash, Sherwin's blade cleaves one in two.
Which wouldn't be as that wouldn't be as impressive if it wasn't a turtle.
Clearly, he has earned his rank within the order. Keep moving, he bellows, leading his companions deeper into the volcano. The remaining monster turns toward you, eager to avenge its fallen friend. There shall be no avoiding this battle.
Ash is not the kind of person who cares why.